Hello there, welcome to another episode of Football Everyday Sambar Edition. Last night we saw two exciting games in the quarterfinal against France and Germany and Brazil and Colombia. I'm Aaron and with me today here is Nevash. Alright, the first game saw Germany beat France 1-0 thanks to a Hummels early opening goal. So, Nevash, how do you find that game overall?
It was a really good game, you know. Even though the scoreline was just 1-0, I think both teams played really well, but the Germans outclassed the French in every department. They were playing as a unit. They were strong together. They picked up every man. They were well tactically. They were sound. They were very well disciplined, and it was good to see. And watch out for this French team. This French team is hungry.
Yes.
They remind me of the current German team back in 2010.
Yes.
You know, they are young. I mean, it's just luck that they had to meet a really strong German side. But watch out for them in Russia. This team is definitely going to go places.
Speaking of the French team, who do you think was their best player actually for the French team?
Well, for the entire tournament, I think Pogba stood out for me. I mean, he's young, but he's constantly on the move. He wants to receive the ball. He's making plays happen. You know, he starts off everything. A very good transition between defense and striking, and that's given the chance for Karim Benzema to shine as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's a goal scorer, and they are giving him opportunities to score goals. That's what he needs. So for me, Pogba is definitely amazing.
The Germans also they kept attacking in the game as well to get more goals, but their strikers have not really signed yesterday's game. I mean, they had a few chances, but it was more of a centre back for Hummels to score the goal. So and he gets a second yellow card, and he will miss the next game. So how much will Germany miss him in the
definitely a lot. The way the German team is set up is that they play for each other. So, you know, if you take one person out of that whole equation, we don't know how it's going to pan out. But again, tactically, they're set up not to go out and score 5-6 goals. They started out the tournament playing with 6 midfielders, 4 defenders, and without an out-and-out striker. They were doing what Spain did before, and that seems to be working. And if you have a guy like Klose who can come off the bench anytime to score, you know, you got nothing to worry.
So, do you think the Germans can go all the way to the final then, now that they have to meet Brazil in the semi-final?
Despite what my jersey says, I'm a Brazilian fan. But Brazil is going to be without Neymar as well. That's an interesting. It's going to be an interesting thing, because the Brazil setup was to ensure that Neymar could receive the ball, run at players, and he was so-called an attacking midfielder with a free role. Now that he's not there, you know, who's going to fill in that role, or are they going to switch it tactically? It's going to be a surprise for the Germans. Now that without Neymar, it's going to be a whole different ball game for the Germans.
Speaking of Neymar, in the second game last night, Brazil beat Colombia 2-1 thanks to 2 goals by Thiago Silva and David Luiz. So, and Neymar got injured in that game as well, and it's the end of his World Cup after he fractured his back. So, Nevash, who do you think can rise to the occasion now with Neymar out of the game?
Well, I mean, Brazil has always had talent, you know. But no one as good as Neymar. You know,
Fred is still being
Fred is being a Flintstone at the moment.
Exactly.
Hulk is not smashing in the goals, and you know, the guys like Ramirez, Fernandinho, none of them are at the same level as Neymar. So tactically, I think Scolari is going to make a lot of changes, and he's going to switch things up, and I believe that can take the Germans by surprise. And having said that, I think the Brazilians will go through to the finals.
Now, speaking of the Brazilians, David Luiz's second goal, the free kick, was a freaking stunning goal. And the first goal was also by Thiago Silva. So both the centre backs have been scoring goals. How do you think their roles will come against the German attacking in the semi-final? Thiago Silva will miss the next game.
Yeah, Thiago Silva will not be around. But you know, when we started this show, when the competition started, I said this team reminds me of the team of '94. They're going to win dirty, they're going to win ugly, and they're going to scrape through all the games and win the entire competition 1-0, 2-1, 3-2s. You know, defensively, you know, now that Captain Marvelous is not there anymore, Silva, I think David Luiz will definitely step up. He's shown great character. I think it will go into extra time. You know, it's not going to be a goal fest with the Germans, but they'll definitely do well.
Just a quick mention on Colombia. They played well also last night, isn't it?
Yeah, they did. But you know, it's a disgrace. You give a flying knee to. I really hope FIFA takes action on that. But Colombia is definitely stepped up their game in the competition.
So, okay, where do you see Colombia going from now on? Do you think the players have a chance in the future?
Yes, definitely, because a lot of these players are now going to be targets of big European clubs. They're going to make big money moves, and I think it's good for their football that a lot of players are now going to go and start playing in Italy, Spain, even England. But so definitely moving up.
Okay, and with that, we'll take a short break and we'll come back for the second part where we'll be previewing tonight's quarterfinal matches.
All in or nothing. It's a battle cry. A call to arms. The only way to live. The only way to play. It fuels them into battle. They step onto the field wearing war paint. Unleashing speed, energy and control. Bearing the marks of those that know there is only one way. Hunt or be hunted. Fear or be feared. Evolve or die. Black or white.
Hello there and welcome back. Tonight we're going to see another two exciting quarterfinal games. The first one at midnight is between Argentina and Belgium. Right, Newas, going straight to Argentina. How do you see them performing tonight against the Belgium? Can Messi do his magic again?
I think he can. All Messi needs is one chance, you know, either to open up the play for someone else to score or for him to score himself. The Belgium, the golden generation of these kids, they did a great turnaround in the last 12 years. A lot of credit should be given to the Belgium FA for investing in their players, you know, getting the right academies up, you know, sending them overseas for more exposure. But I don't think they have it enough to beat the Argentinians.
But they have a pretty strong midfield in terms of Hazard, Dembele, Kevin De Bruyne and all that. The midfield is quite strong.
The midfield is strong, but the other side you have the flair players like Di Maria, you know, Messi is also going to play in midfield.
Yes, exactly.
You also, I'm not sure if Aguero is fit.
I don't think he'll be still.
But you know, they've got talent. You know, that players who can change games.
Speaking of talent, in Argentina, Higuain has yet to score a goal so far in this tournament as well. Do you think he will start getting in a few?
I mean, if you look at it, the setup, he's surrounded by goal scorers.
He's
surrounded by goal scorers. A lot of people have been giving Messi a lot of flack for, you know, not going and replicating his club form for Argentina, but the way Barcelona is set up, Messi doesn't need to do much running. He does a 20-yard sprint and that's it. The ball comes to his feet. But with a lot of the talent in Argentina, they all play the similar way. They want the ball to their feet and they want to run at players, and they are not good at moving things around. So I think Higuain will come good. I think he's there for a purpose to pull out defenders so that it gives space to the wide players.
Okay, but the Argentinians have been good in attacking, but their defense is a bit shaky. They have been conceding goals. Do you think this will be an advantage to the Belgian players like Lukaku? I mean, he's quite big and he's a tough guy.
It comes down to the tactics again. If they are going to come in from the left flank where Zabaleta is playing as a fullback, then yes, they definitely can open up. I think the Nigerians showed us that it can be done. So it is possible. It is possible, but I really don't see the.
So where do you see this game going?
I think it'll just be a very tight 1-0. Maybe in the 80th minute, one lapse in concentration.
Messi to score again.
Perhaps, you know.
I mean, he's with now Colombia out and James Rodriguez also out, so it's time for Messi to sign, and also Neymar out of the tournament. So the Messi and Muller left the top scorers. He would want.
And this also goes back to to that whole legacy of Maradona. If he really wants to be, I think it was in it was in Mexico that Maradona scored that beautiful goal against Belgium.
82.
Messi wants to, if he wants to be at that level, recognized as good as Maradona, he needs to carry the team through.
I'm sure the Argentinians want more than to win the World Cup in Brazil as
Yes,
well, right?
yes.
Okay, moving on, our second quarterfinal game is Holland against a surprise Costa Rica. So the Costa Ricans, they've been amazing so far.
Amazing,
surprise package.
amazing team.
Do you think Joel Campbell and his team can do it tonight?
I definitely think they can do it. I think this is going to be the surprise result of the entire tournament. They are going to go there. They are not going to show any respect to the Dutch. They are going to be strong. They're going to be physical, which, and definitely keeping in mind that Robin is playing.
Yes.
But they are definitely going to push everything around, and I got a feeling they are going to go through.
Because speaking of going through, because they have nothing to worry about.
They've got nothing to worry about.
Holland has got everything to play for. If it's lose, it's another defeat again in the final stages.
There's a lot of pressure on the team, but for once, this is a very happy Dutch camp. There's no bust up. No one's been sent home yet. Everything seems to be good. Credit to Van Gaal for keeping the team that way. Tactically, he's been getting it right as well. But when you play a team that does not fear you, it's a whole different ball game. They are not going to respect. You can be Robin, you can be whoever you are, but if they don't respect you,
Speaking of Robin, Van Persie has also been pretty quiet in the last two games. Do you think he will rise again this time? But the Costa Rican defense has been very strong. They only considered 2 goals so far.
Yes, I think they have one of the strongest defense in the World Cup so far. Again, it's going to be to what team shows up. If the Costa Ricans, I know they do not fear anyone, but if the pressure gets to them, this is the furthest they've been in a very long time. If the pressure gets to them and they crack, then we might see a Dutch goal fest. But something is telling me that they are going to go through.
Your prediction tonight?
I think a 2-0 Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, going for a Costa Rica win. Alright then, if you want a chance also to win some Adidas vouchers and Adidas merchandise, do take a selfie of yourself or a picture of yourself celebrating the World Cup and tweet us the picture at switchup.tv, or you can also email us the picture at football@thestar.com.my. Now remember to put in your name and all other particulars when you send us the pictures. Alright, that's all for today. Enjoy your football and we'll see you again tomorrow.